Indigo promoter Rakesh Gangwal has shot off a new letter to the board. He says he cannot vote in favor of the changes proposed in the Articles of Association till some of the terms and conditions discussed among the board members are implemented. Sajit Mangat is here to take us through the details. Sajit, what are the reservations here that Gangwal has?
Rakesh Gangwal is primarily saying that on July 20th board meeting they agreed on two things. One was to expand the board to bring in a woman director, and the second one was on the RPT, which is a related party transaction. They had broadly agreed on the language of the related party transaction, and they've also agreed on the fact that when the board gets expanded from 6 to 10, there will be two additions to the IG group, which is Rahul Bhatia group. And there will be two independent directors which will be added to. So in total of the total 10, you will have 4 independent directors, 5 from IG group and 1 from the RG group, which is Rakesh Gangwal group, which will be there. Now he is saying that even though this has been agreed upon, there hasn't been any resolution or board. It hasn't passed the muster of the board. It hasn't been submitted to the board, and board approved it. The language, everything has been done, and because it has not been done, it is difficult for him to support this resolution, which is amending the article of association of the company. Remember, Rakesh Gangwal has nearly 37% stake in the company, so it's a sizable stake to block any resolution. And this is a special resolution which is coming up for Indigo in the next couple of weeks, and so it's basically an attempt by Rakesh Gangwal to put forth that yes, we agreed on certain terms, but it's not that it was mediated upon. There's a lot of unresolved issues which are there. The articles issue is still a big loophole. So what is the loophole he's talking about? He's talking about two things. One, when you increase the board size from 10 to 10, from 6 to 10, and you have 5 members of the IG group, and you have only 4 independent directors, there are always chances that the board seat for the independent director may get vacant at some point in time. At that point in time, there will always be a loophole of the board having a larger concentration of IG group. And that's a loophole which he's trying to plug. He's saying that you need to sequence it in such a way that the appointment of independent directors supersedes or comes before the appointment of the independent directors or nominee directors of the IG group. And that thing has not been addressed as of now. In fact, he's putting the entire onus now on the chairman of the board, which is Mr. Damodaran, and he's saying basically that while Damodaran has said that sequencing is something which we should not be going to the shareholders, he's saying that he does not agree to it, and it's a loophole which needs to be addressed, or at least you should be informing the shareholders. And he's also taking the quotes from the email of one of the independent directors, Mr. Khanna, where he is saying that this is an incomplete communication which we are sending to the shareholders, and it sends a wrong message which is there. The other part is the language of the related party transaction. Sure. Now we understand from Rahul Bhatia's side or IG group that they have in principle agreed to the related party transactions, which include seeking external help on every related party transaction whose value is more than 2 crores. Now, if that happens, the external party will evaluate it, and then it will go to the audit committee, and from there it will go to the board. So, and both the groups have agreed that they will do it through circulation of the resolution and not seek any shareholder approval of it. But the language has been agreed upon, but the board hasn't passed the resolution. So, it's basically, he's saying that he's not trusting the IG group to follow through with this resolution in the board, and so he's saying that you first pass it in the board, tell the shareholders that we have passed these resolutions, and then I will come on board and vote for it.